Hey everyone, greetings from wherever you're tuning in from. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today is a day of inspiration, a moment of inspiration. And as I was scrolling through um, not Instagram, LinkedIn, and I saw this video. And in the video, the man was blind and the man had a sign that said, "Can you help? Can't see." And this young lady came along and she saw his sign and she went back and she changed the sign. She flipped it over and it said, "It's a beautiful day and I can't see it." And I thought that was the most profound thing for right now in our situation and the things that's going on. And a lot of times we don't see the beauty in the day because we're so caught up in what's going on. And I want to say happy Juneteenth to everyone. And as you go about your day reflections on how beautiful the day is and how it would be such a better day that you would enjoy it when you see it that way. I was thinking about the heart and the about the heart being happy and how it's so important that we have a happy disposition, that our heart is happy, our heart is merry. And I heard this. It said that the average heart beats 4,008 times per hour. And I thought about the power of the heart, the substance of the heart. And it says that 115,200 times per day. That's how often our normal heart is functioning, and how there's a lot of people that are functioning without a normal heart. They're functioning their heart. You know how you go to the cardiologist and he might say your heart is only functioning at so many percentage. Well, a normal heart will beat 4,008 times per minute. So when I think about a grateful heart, when I think about it, and the other thing is that every day your heart is pumping 2,000 gallons of blood daily. So your heart is constantly pumping, constantly keeping that flow going. And I just think it's so powerful when you think about it, how important it is to keep our heart healthy. In Proverbs it tells us, anxious in a man's heart weighs him down, but a good word makes him glad. And how we need to speak to ourselves. I'm only going to be a minute. How we need to begin to speak to ourselves. And I was thinking about how there's so much despair going on, so much depression, so many avenues. People don't know where to go, what to do, or what's going to happen. Can I encourage you today to stay focused? Focus on good things. Focus on those things that brings you joy. Focus on those things that keeps your heart pumping healthy. It tells us also in Proverbs, there's a lot about our hearts in Proverbs. It talks, but even if we speak for a minute about the anxiety and what it brings so much distress to us. And when it brings distress, it weighs us down, as the word says, and that we allow depression, we allow distress and discouragement to be our portion. And one of the things I was thinking about was false evidence appears real. And what those words break down to is what each beginning letter is: fear. And fear has really gripped us in this time and day. And that's not what the Father wants for us. He wants the best for us. And in the best, what he's trying to get us to understand, that in Proverbs 15 and 13, it says, a joyful heart maketh a cheery face, but when the heart is sad, the spirit is broken. We have to find better ways to cope with things in our lives and things that's going on. We can't allow fear to rule us. We can't allow ourselves to be uh, fear to dictate to us how our day is going to be. Fear to dictate to us how we feel inside. We can't allow that to be our portion, but we can allow certain things, other things to be cheerful. In Proverbs 17:22, a cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. And if the enemy has anything to do with it, that's where he wants us to be. He wants us to be defeated. He wants us to see it's like a cloudy day. What's that song they used to sing? That not sunshine has gone away, but I can see clearly now the clouds is gone. He wants us to stay in a cloudy place. He wants us to see everything as doom and gloom. And if we do not have a foundation, if we do not have something to stand on, then that's what's going to lead us and guide us. That's what's going to cause us to be in a place that there is no hope. Our hope is in the Lord. Our hope is in Yeshua. Our hope is in the Word. The Word is what gives us life and more abundantly. It tells us in His Word that if His Word and what He has for us is not what the world has for us. We're in the world, but we're not of the Word. Our consistency of going and turning to the Word, going and having a covenant with the Father. When you think about the Sabbath, good morning. When you think about the Sabbath is a time to regenerate those thought patterns, to regenerate and refresh those things that has tried to take over you during the week. So one of the things I encourage you to do is seek a scripture. I'm saying a scripture, but you really need to know the word in order to have the firm foundation. But find a word, a passage that you could stand on that would hold you to help you make it through the process. It tells us the joy of the Lord, the joy of Adonai is our strength. The joy of the word is what gives us strength. So as we go through the day, let's begin to be enthused about our day. Let's begin to be encouraged and with new ideas, because this is a time that new ideas happen. This is the time when the best businesses come forth. This is a time when things that was planned, your dreams, and you decide to step out on them, they begin to blossom. There's a drive. You need to have a different drive. You need to have a drive to create, a drive to act in the action, not of negativity, but the positivity. We are here, and we are here for a purpose, and our purpose is to do the will of the Father. And what the enemy wants to do is make you feel like the enemy is not hearing your cry, to make you feel like the enemy is not going to do. The enemy has full control, and he doesn't. So I'm on here a little bit longer than I wanted to be, but I want to encourage you today. Think differently. I want you to be encouraged today that you are here. You are blessed to be here. There's a purpose within you. And I need you to go deep and find what that purpose is. If you don't, it's like you just have an idle mind, and that idle mind is taking you over. And most times the idle mind does not bring you any type of success, any type of ability to do what you need to do, because you're just here tossing to and fro. And that's not the plan of the Father. So be encouraged. Go forth today. Enjoy Juneteenth. Enjoy your day. If it's a day you're off, sit still, be still for a moment before you go to any cookout, any barbecue, any parade. Just be still, get a refreshed mind, because he says, daily I renew you, daily I give you new mercies. Daily he's working on your behalf. And don't you forget that. Enjoy your day. Love you.